All right, I'm on the back nine in the Community Cup tournament. I'm in the weekend round in the rookie division, and I'm playing in a with this account in a Masters bracket, expert bracket. Everybody in this account, everybody that you're playing against is an expert. It's got the same kind of history, same kind of clubs, so the scores are going to be, even with this minus 15 in the front, that's not good enough. I've really kind of put myself into a spot where a 32 will probably get you in the top 5, but it's not going to guarantee you anything. A 33, I think, is probably going to get you in the top 3. So you're going to have to shoot better than that in order to stand alone, unless you got really killer tiebreakers. So I've put myself in a spot where I have to shoot minus 18 or minus 19 in order to do it, and it's possible. So I'm not sure if it was in this account. So in this account, on the front 9, I shot 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and I missed the eagle on 8 and 5. So it's possible to shoot a 19. It's not super likely or probable, but it's possible. And then I turned around and did what I did here, is I got all of the par 4s this time, but I missed all of the par 3s. So that's why I ended up with a 32. So I need to duplicate what I did here, but I got to get even one either par 5 or hole 8. And really, if I don't get the hole in 1, I just need to duplicate what I did here, but I need to get all of them. So I've got a lot of work to do. Lots of work to do. And it all starts with this first hole. This hole right here is the deal breaker, whether or not you can't start off bad here. And last time I was a little short and I did 3 and a little bit of topspin. So I'm going to do 3 and I've got 3 2/3. I'm going to do 3 2/3, maybe 4. I'd rather be up here a little closer to pin high as opposed to being. I don't want to go long, that's for dang sure. Yes, baby?
Daisy was going to come outside. I just wanted to check first. I can take her out the other door.
Okay, I can take her.
You want to go see Daddy? Okay.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 2/3, maybe 4 topspin. Extra mile and a quasar. That's all I need on this hole. Extra mile and a quasar. Shot this shot 1,000,000 times. Easy money. All right, I'm going to be out about my blue ring, just a little bit short of my blue ring. Okay, so I'm going to come out into this area and I want to be just a little short on my blue ring. Max left. I'm going to do almost 4. Take the wind out, so there's 4-2, so we're a little over that. 2 and some. And I went out so that I can put a little curl on it. I'm out on my blue ring because when I was out just 2 rings, if you applied any curl on there, you weren't giving it enough area for it to roll out. I would have liked to have been up on the fringe. I don't like being just this little bit of distance out. You're starting to eke into the area where you have to make the decision on whether or not wind's involved. I'm not going to see that hole again, but I'm going to make a note here to myself. Next time it's 4.5 topspin. Max. Left hand side spin. making some notes here just so the next time this hole's in a tournament I've got better notes than what I started off with this time. I mean, these holes have never been in tournaments before, so the likelihood that we're ever going to see these Meadowcastle holes again in a tournament, unless they repeat this tournament, are pretty grim. Okay, how far are we? We're pretty dang close. I don't think wind's really going to play a factor, so I'm going to go right at it. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. Alright, we got past the first hurdle. Now our next goal is albatross on hole number 3. And if we can pick up a hole-in-one on hole number 2, I'm going to be absolutely jazzed. I hold hole-in-one number 2 in my practice account, and I hole-in-one number 4 in this account, so it's possible. Well played. Good game. It's always nice when our opponents are playing well. It's always been on one of those risky holes where you go second and your opponent didn't succeed. All right, that was hole number 10 of the Community Cup. All right, hole number 11. What do I got for hole number 11? This is the par 3. It must be because I got backbone written down. So I'm using a backbone and a navigator. I'm at minimum club. I'm doing 5 backspin. I'm using a mid-wind adjustment, which is 1.8 per ring, and I'm adding on 15% onto the wind. So I'm doing all kinds of stuff on this hole. Well, let's start off with a nav and a backbone. So we should have a backbone in our bag number 1. We're going to take a navigator to buy some navs. Actually, I'm not taking a nav because I'm not using any side spin. I'm going to take one of the carnival balls because it's the same everything except for wind. Let's knock that wind down a little. Make it a little easier. Let's get our pin chest. It was being blocked by all of these people signing on. Off we go. Hole number 11. Oh, we need a hole-in-one right here. A hole-in-one would be nice right here. It wouldn't necessarily relieve any of the pressure on the upcoming holes, but it would give us that one. If we can play out the rest of this perfect, it gives us that one shot that we're looking for that we didn't pick up on the front. Okay, I'm going to start off on the fringe and I'm going to go right at it. Okay, we got a 2-6 and we're playing 1-8, so that leaves us 8. So I'm going to do just about 1.5, and then I'm going to add on 2-6. Oh, I should have added on 2-6.5 of that. Isn't it perfect? That's not going to go in. It's going to end up being left. Just a titch. Just that little bit of, just that little teeny bit of wind. So that extra wind would have been 2-6. It'd have been another 1. It probably wouldn't have made any difference. It's for whatever reason I'm trying to dial it in to get it closer. I keep ending up to the left. And the one hole-in-one shot that I made here, I actually hit that shot great to the right, and it ended up going in the hole. So as the week went on, I've been trying to dial this hole in. And that was the end result. So I started off at the beginning of the week, I was in, you know, it was taking an irregular bounce, but as the week went on, I started getting it closer and closer. Just one more adjustment. All right, hitting it perfect. And that close to hole in one. That close to hole in one. In the hole. All right, it was a birdie. It's not unexpected to get a birdie on a par 3. It's an absolutely mandatory deal. So this next hole, hole number 12, is absolutely critical. I have to get an Albie on this hole. I'll go first. I will forfeit. Good luck in the tourney. All right, that was hole number 12. Excuse me, 11. Now we're off to hole number 12. Hole number 12. What do we got? Let's make sure I understand this hole. We're doing a max overpower shot with an extra mile and a Titan, and we're going down into this area. When you're in this area, if you draw a line, let's get that back out again. So if you look at where the tee box is, get it in your mind, here's the flagpole. So we're in this part right here, so if we draw that X across, you know, most people are hitting down into this area. Well, if you really pull up and look at it, you know, as far as distance wise goes, if this is your area, you got more distance over here. So if you start off over here and try and let the wind push you into this open area, the problem is the wind carries different here, so you can get carried too far, and if, man, this shot is very, very close down at the bottom. I'm not sure. I know in the higher divisions you can use a bigger ball and get over, but in rookie we just don't have enough wind. Alright, let's go back and pick our clubs. Make sure we got the right stuff. Extra mile I know we got. Hornet I know we got. And we're taking a Titan. Let's make sure we have some. Got 35 packs. We have a few. Hole number 12. Alright, this is the critical, this is the deal. If I want any shot, I've got to pick up these albatrosses. So this is the one right here that'll get our momentum going on this back 9. Okay, I'm going to do everything. I got a 3-4 wind. That's going to push me about 2 rings, and it pushes a little farther. Alright, I want to hit this perfect. Oh my God. I'll be lucky if I even hit the island. I'll be lucky if I even hit the island. Oh my God. Oh. Went from a beautiful Albie shot to that. Those freaking things keep popping up there. I wish Playdemic would get rid of that. I know that I have friends that are getting online. I don't need to see it. Hopefully our opponent can make a hole-in-one. But not hitting from over there. There's not enough roll if you're hitting on the lower part. You gotta try and get as much distance on that island as possible. Alright, now we have to hit the eagle in order to, or the albatross, just in order to get eagle. So we have no chance but to go for it and try and make it this time. And luckily the wind's still going with us. Hit it perfect this time. And we got that extra spring. Don't get on. All right. I could make that eagle. I got that for eagle. He has this for albatross, so get in the hole. We really want our opponent to make this shot. That's why a hornet works better on this hole, because you've got enough green to work with. And this backspin shot is really difficult. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. We would have brought a hornet. I would have brought a hornet to that party. Alright, we need to hit this perfect. Oh, I hit it great to the left. Great to the left, and it'll go great to the left. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. That's a freaking heartbreaker. That's not just the albatross drop. That's a drop shot right there. That's a killer. I'm going to have to walk away. I'm going to have to pause it after this hole and walk away so that I can clear my head. That's a killer. That's the deal breaker right there. There was shots before this that put us behind in the tournament, but that right there lost us any shot at a top score. So I'll be lucky now if I can get a top 10 because of that hole. Look at that. A 1. That's 2 drop shots right there. That should be 21 with a 20 as an absolute minimum. So we just dropped one just to keep the 30 going. 29 is absolutely unacceptable. All right, I'm going to pause it for a second. All right, I'm back. All right, I got to wipe that hole out of my memory banks and just play them one hole at a time. One hole at a time. I got to have the best 6 holes I've ever played right here. One hole at a time. Okay, so this is the island hole. I'm using a sniper. 1.25 per ring. Sniper, navigator, sniper, and a nav. So since I'm using a navigator, I'm going to use one of the carnival balls. I'm not using any side spin. I'm doing 1.2, 1.25 a ring. 1.25 miles per hour per ring. 1.25. 10% wind adjustment. It's super important on this hole. And I really think if you've got headwind, you need to do a bigger. If you got any kind of headwind, that you need to do a bigger adjustment than 10%. Because this hole definitely hits different when you've got headwind. There are several holes in this game that hit substantially different in headwind conditions, and this is definitely one of them. Okay, I'm going to use 4 backspin. No side spin. I'm going to go right at it. I wish that stuff had quit flashing up there in the corner, though. And Playdemic could get rid of that stuff. Okay, I'm doing 1.25 a ring. So there's 1.25. That leaves me about 5. So I'm going to do about that much. However much that was. 1 and something. Oh, I hit it great to the left. Like 2 rings great to the left, so it's going to go great to the left. All right. And I was on this morning, and then I got really hungry and went and ate, and the day started. And I live in Salem, Oregon, and we ran up to Portland today, which is about an hour away. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, we measure distance in time. That's about an hour from our house. It's about 30 minutes. It could be 6 miles away in Portland, but it might take you an hour. Very close. And I'm going to start playing like these are $1 million holes. And I'm in shootouts. Or I'm trying to get to a shootout. So when I play regular one-on-one, if you ever play me in one-on-one, I try and force shootouts. So if I'm playing and I'm practicing in a tour and I get ahead, I'll miss a putt, or if I'm on, I'll putt off and get onto the fringe, or I'll chip back onto the fringe and stay on the fringe and give them a shot and let them get caught up, so we force shootouts. So when I'm playing in the tournament, I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to force a shootout every time. But when I get to that spot where I would normally miss it, then I'm making it. But I'm always trying to get one up. And we had an epic fail on the last hole, and absolutely put tons of pressure on these last holes to have any shot at even like a top 5. And I'm not talking about in the top 3. I'm talking about like from 10th to 5th. Top 10. We have very slim chances of getting a top 10 unless I can come through, and I need to get the eagle right here, and then I need to finish off with a 3-2-3. I'll be everything, all the par 5s left, and eagle the 2 par 4s. All right, let's go look at hole number 14. I need to take a little bit of care here because I can get this done. I got these shots. All right. Hole number 14. Par 4. Extra mile Titan. 1 topspin. The last time I came through here, boy, that was a tough eagle. That was a max overpower shot. Max overpower putt. And made it. I don't want to do that again. Extra mile Titan. I'm going to leave a 3.4 wind in. I'm going to do 1 topspin. Here I go. All right, hole number 14. Okay, got to get an eagle here. Messed up 1 hole. That just blows. Okay, so we got a low wind. I'm going to put about a little less than 2. Our wind's pretty low right here. We've been getting like 3 to 4 mile an hour winds. I actually had to take some wind out of it. Hitting it perfect. All right, we just need a good bounce here. Slow down. Roll out to the hole. Man, we came that close. The hole in one in that hole. I'll tell you what, that would have changed the whole deal right there. Getting a hole in one on that hole. Nice shot. Thanks. Took all week long, and I finally figured that hole out. So the deal there is 1 topspin. I'm going to go back through and make up a clean set of notes for this hole. I need to start keeping a file. You know, I work on the road a lot, and I'm gonna change how I work, and I'm gonna work more from home. So I need to actually set up a file system and start digitizing some of this stuff. So when we play that hole again, I can just flip to that hole, and I'll have notes already set up, and I can get a better start. The clubs that I'm using, I played this account for about 6 months, where this was my I played it. This is my primary play account. I'd go into my main account that was doing, and I'd play 16 games a day in my main account. And then when I wasn't playing those 16, then I came here. Because I wanted to have time to play where I could just play and have fun. I didn't have to worry about big money matches, or, you know, I didn't have to. I was just out playing to have fun. Are we in a shootout? Are we actually on the hole? Yeah, we're in a shootout. Don't go in the hole. Don't go in the hole. That win's easier than what we're getting in the tournament. Good game. I can't remember what hole we were playing. Oh, we were playing the island hole. Oh, no, we were playing... Oh, it's all becoming clear now. I was sitting here thinking about the next hole and was daydreaming. When I'm playing one-on-one, I'm daydreaming all the time. I'm watching TV and just playing in the background and setting the shots up real quick. All right, I'm on hole number 15. Oh, par 3. I made it through that hurdle. Okay, we got a par 3 here, and then we're in the final run where we have to pick it up since we epic failed on hole number 3. All right, hole number 15. Yeah, it's just the hole that I was just at that I should have never shot. That's why, that right there, my friends, is why I don't like to shoot in the... I forfeit matches, and I forfeited even when I was playing higher level matches. I didn't forfeit when I played masters level matches. But you play against bots a lot, so it's hard to win. All right. Let's go check out our bag here. I'm going to take a backbone, and I'm taking a nav. So since I'm using a navigator, I'm using those new balls, those Power Ones. Okay, so I'm doing navigator, 3.5, 2, max club, 1.2 per ring. 1.2 per ring. Okay. It's just the hole we just played. I played it with a Titan. It was just Power 3 ball, and I'll have to go back and watch that video on what I did. Whatever I did, I liked it. It was a hole-in-one. Okay, our opponent goes first. Let's check our opponent out. Hardly ever check my opponents out. 1,894 games. Hasn't played in a lot of tournaments, so when I joined, I started playing on. My wife and I went on vacation for 2 weeks, and I quit playing a game that I had played, and I uploaded had several apps on my phone that I thought I'd be interested in, and Golf Clash was one of them. And obviously it ended up being the one. And a tournament started that following Monday, and I wasn't at rookie yet. I was still beginner. Okay, 2.2. It's 1-2. It's 2-4. So I'm gonna do just a tit shy of 2 rings. Yeah, that's perfect. Hitting it perfect. That was perfect. See if we can duplicate it. I'm just a little short. Not too much backspin. I tried to organically adjust it, just like not thinking about it, just eyeballing it like I did before. Some of these holes I think I have a better shot if I just organically do it, and some of them it's much better to be very technical. So if you use the rings and you use the win method, really knowing the numbers for your clubs. So I quit writing them down for a while, and this tournament I wrote them down, and it has helped. Because once I figure out what I'm using on that hole, and I figure out where I'm at in the club with that ball. And several of the holes I started off with Marlins, and Marlin either didn't have enough side spin or it didn't have enough power, it wasn't at the red line, or I was too close, and changing it up, I will forfeit. You do not want to get another hole in one and shootout. Okay, here come the critical holes. Critical. Absolutely. Okay, I have got to do better than a 2-2-2. I have to do a 3-2-3. And I got to look at it. So I got a 3-1-3 and I got a 2-2-2. I need to get a 3-2-3. I need to get that set. And I came close on all of them on this. So I need to get the goal right now in order to get that'll give me 6, 7, 8. That'll give me a 31. And that'll give me a little separation from the crowd and at least try and get me into the top 10, maybe even right around 5. So let me take a drink. Powerade 0. Let's go look at hole number 16. Because I got this shit. Alright, I'm going to use a berserker. I'm going to do a max overpower shot, max overpower hook. And I need a hornet and a rapier. And I need to execute this time because I had this shot. I was in the perfect spot and didn't execute. And I need to look at my rapier. I need to just have a little confidence in this number here. So I'm at 1-8 at max, and I wasn't at max. I was way up there. All right, I'm going to use a berserker. Let me look here. Let's look at this ball package here. That wind is actually helping me just a little. This has no wind, but it's definitely going to hurt me on that second shot. I mean, any wind drop on the next shot's better than no wind. Unless you're way up there where you're just doing a chip or a putt. That's got side spin 3. I think this one's only got side spin 2. I'm just going to stick with what I've been using because I have been hitting this shot. It's a little late in the game to be making a ball change. So I'm riding the line where I'm at down there right now. So we're getting all of it. Okay, and I'm going to do about half the white line out. And we got all of that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Getting a hole. When you come out on the holes like this, there is a ton of holes in this game that you can do those max overpower hook shots. And there is a ton of times that you will end up on where you duffed your drive and you have to do in order to get to something, you've got to do a max overpower shot with your rough iron, and that's a difficult trick to do because that needle is flying. But it's really easy to do if you do a max overpower hook, because getting it to dive into one of those corners is pretty easy. Where are we at in our club? There's Max. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to flatten that out just a titch. I'm trying to run it right into the hole. Okay, and at this range, all right, nice and easy. Isn't it perfect? I gave myself a shot right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's the way to start it off. Whew. Oh, step number 1. Yes, yes, yes. That will work. Come on. Don't mess that old hole up. All right, that was a major hurdle right there. Hole number 9 is the hardest of these par 5s to albatross, and so I mean, hole number 9 will be the deal. But getting past this first one, I've been doing really well on the par 5s. That's what's been my Achilles heel today. Good luck in the tournament. All right, I'm in 66th right now with a 26. Here we go off to hole number 17. Hole number 17, this par 4. I love this par 4. Of all of the holes on this course, this is my favorite hole. This hole used to be in Tour 7, and so I played this hole a ton of times in Tour 7, and I play it there from the second tee. I think I was using a Titan or a Katana. I can't remember which one. And doing the same exact shot, but your setup out here is a little bit different. And doing the same shot, and you can get over with a lower level ball in one with any kind of wind other than headwind. And you have to take the wind out no matter what. All right. Let me just go play this hole. Let me just go get my eagle. I'm going to take a marlin and an extra mile. And off we go. A marlin, an extra mile. I'm pitting all my hopes on a marlin. And I missed this shot on the front. On the front nine, I was up here and ended up missing the chip on. I ended up a little short. Our opponent's going for the traditional shot. He also is using a marlin. Now he's using a katana. I was gonna say, I don't think you can get. You probably can get over with a marlin down there, but you're making it real difficult on yourself. See how they did? I'm going to be short up in the front. That's about where I was. Somewhere in that distance. I was a little bit more to the left. Okay. Put everything on it. And come out here in the blue. 1/2 my blue ring in. And take the wind out. That's about a ring and a half. Do a max overpower hook shot. We got almost all of it. Almost. That's the spot to hit. Excellent. And just roll out there on the fringe. It'd be nice to be right there and have a putt for it, but I like the shot from the fringe down here a lot better from the fringe on the side that our opponent's on. And this shot right here is a tricky shot. I hit it in the opening round and was right at it and ended up short. The ball guy was lying to me. Oh, nice shot. Okay, our opponent got their work done. Now it's our turn. No side spin. It's playing hard to get today. I hit it great to the right. Man, I hate it sometimes when you're on the green and you're moving it around like that and it doesn't, and you can't get the ball guide won't. It's like you're in an area wherever you're at on one of those moguls where you can't get the line. The ball guide's not consistent. And if you've got areas right there where it's showing that it's short, it usually will end up short. But if you actually adjust to make it so that you're adjusting for that short, it'll end up going long. It's like, hey bud, this is the wrong area to hit. It's not going to do what you want it to do. Okay. I'm on the last hole, and I have put myself down to the point where I'm in 30th place with a 28. So that number at 30 has got to be, I mean, I don't know. I'm the top 28, so 29s are starting at 29. There's got to be at least 15 people at 29. So we're saying the top 15 are at 30. So if I end up with an eagle, I've got a pretty good tiebreaker. I've got a 32 tiebreaker. So I'd probably be up towards the top of the 30s. But if I got a 31 and separated from that crowd, if there's 30s to level to 15, That means there's 31s in the top 10 somewhere. So I need an Albie on this hole. So last hole of the game. And the last 3 times I've played this hole, I've had issues. So I came down here and I clipped the rough twice and ended up short once, twice. And then I ended up in the rough down here twice. So the last 4 times I played it. That's not good. The deal is I still had albatross shots, except for the rough where I was in the rough over here. It was just secure your eagle because I couldn't make it over, and I had barely enough topspin. This green, you can't be short on this green. All right, I need to get down lower to see where my landing zone is and pick my landing zone better. I've been coming up from up above because I'm going to do a max overpower shot, and I want to see where the end trajectory is going to end up out here. But I need to get in closer because I know where I want to be down here. I need to increase my odds of getting my ball out there, because if I can get out there into my hornet range, I got a shot. We're going to take a kingmaker. I'm going to take a kingmaker. Let's think here. That's a 3. Let me think here. Winds. We're having to adjust wind out. Let me just look at my balls here real quick. That's a 3, 3, 3. What I'm looking for is a 3 power, 3. It could be any sides. No, it needs to be 3 side spin and low wind. I don't know if they make such a ball or if I have it. Not enough side spin. Those don't have the side spin. We want more wind resistance, not less. That's a 4 power ball. 4 power ball. All these are 4 power balls, I think. 3, 3, 3. I don't think I have that. And I'm sure there's one of those balls out there. Level 5. I think I have a few level 5 balls. Snow globes and new carnival. So I guess a kingmaker is it. Nothing that I can help drop the wind down. Okay, I've got the clubs, I got the stuff, and I need an albatross. Okay, last hole of the tournament. One hole, one bad hole. It wasn't just a bad shot, it was 2 bad shots. I ended up in the chasm, and then I nailed the second one, and I missed the chip on. I didn't hit it perfect. If I'd have got my eagle on it, that wouldn't have been what we were looking for, but we would have stayed on track. All right, let's see how our opponent does. They're not putting enough curl on there. There's no reason not to put every bit of curl on there. It doesn't take effect until it hits the ground, the first bounce, wherever it ends up out here. And from that point on, it's curling it to get you farther away from that tip. So our opponent just cleared it, but if they would have put all of the side spin on there, it wouldn't have made any difference. They would have cleared it even more. And if you hit it great to their left, you're giving yourself a better shot of the wind's going to blow me up about 2 rings. Okay, we need to nail this shot. Hit it great on the inside. Hopefully I left myself enough room that I don't hit the rough. I did. That should walk around it really nicely. Yeah, if you're going to bring a big side spin ball, the whole goal is to use the side spin. That's why you brought that ball. If you're not going to use all of that side spin and all of the curl in a shot like that, all right. My Hornet is 111922. 111922. And I think I'm going to be about mid Hornet. One nine two two. See where I'm at. Okay, there's max. There's mid. So I'm right at mid. One backspin. Go right at it. Okay, so we're at mid club, and that's 1-9. That leaves me 6. That's about a third. So I'm going to do about a ring and a third. Isn't it perfect? I gave myself a shot right there. I got a shot at Albie. Oh, and I missed it by that much. Oh, that's exactly how my round went. Oh, that was brutal. Just brutal. What an absolute brutal. Man, that would have been nice to go in the hole. But I dug myself in a hole earlier on. I dug myself in a hole on the front 9 by coming out with a 15. But my showing on hole number 3 was the nail. The rest of the round here really wasn't that bad. That two shot drop. Oh. I'll play this and just contemplate the maybe top 15. My opponent's just sitting here waiting. All right. I'm going to leave a winner. I will have to take my shot though. I always like it when people do exactly what our opponent did and they set it up in 7 seconds and shoot the shot off and it goes in the hole. Alright, I have no idea where I'm at in my club. Where am I? Right at min. Backspin. Alright, minimum club. I'm doing this 1.8. I'm actually playing it at mid. 1.8. That's 4, 4. That's 3, 6. I'll go about 3 and a third. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Hitting it great to the right. And for the first time this week, I've actually hit it great to the right when I hit it great to the right. The last time I was on this hole and I hit it great to the right, it went in the hole. Get no. All right, this is just the whole. It's one bad. Usually, it's one bad shot. I mean, that's the difference between being in first and third is one bad shot. You can get to the end of a round and one bad shot. This was a whole hole that was bad. So, this is going to be grim. 15th. There's several 30s above me, so I have a pretty good tiebreaker. So these guys got 32s in their opening rounds. Qualifying score and got down to that. Albatross is in the weekend round. Yup. It's down to the nitty gritty there. Let's see what the people at the top have. I was on track. Yep. 34 stood alone. 33 at the top. That's exactly the deal. If I could have shot a 34 to a 36, let's see what this person had for tiebreakers. Yeah, I would have had a tiebreaker. That's in the last few tournaments I've ended up in. I ended up in second, and I was tied with the guy as far as score, but he had me in tiebreakers. And then in two of the tournaments, I came in. I had the second highest score, but I came in third because of tiebreakers.